Hello Canada, welcome back to another edition of Canadian Citizen Journal. I'm your host, alias Tagai. So, I posted a video yesterday, this video, and there were some issues, and after I posted the last video for this morning, I realized, where's my bombshell part 2? It was gone. So I sent a letter to YouTube. They're doing some searching with me. We'll figure it out, I guess, and go from there. But I want to get the video out, so I figured I'd do a correction. I went over and double checked to make sure that it wasn't in the download or something. Everything's clean. So I'm just going to apologize for that. Here it is. Take 2.0, I guess. We left off with, and I'm sorry there's no videos in this. This is going to be a catch-up. It's going to be a lot of dialogue. Lots of paperwork. This is just another rabbit hole I came up out of and found when I tripped and fell into another one. So when we had left off, I had named off all the names of people that were involved and the companies, and I kind of left it there because I needed a lot more proof on it. And I needed to be able to actually start joining this M- and the government, which, believe it or not, I actually found so much correlation. There's so much government money coming to this agency. They have to be breaking laws. This has got to be. I know they play the gray areas, but this is getting ridiculous. Now, I'm just going to show you how openly and obvious a lot of this is, but how tricky sometimes it is to find. So, I looked up the actual company itself, and I found them. And they're under the federal corporations, and it's all here. But it says on the status that it was dissolved by the corporation June 20th of 2022. Now, unless all of these ads are all 100% volunteer and there's zero money going into it and zero money coming out of it, I still think it's illegal. But if there's a single cent involved, they're breaking the law. Now, we went through some of the YouTube videos, and I was listing off. They're on Instagram, and they're on, like I said, we covered this a week ago. But the money trail itself, I'm having issue finding. Where's the funding coming from for this business? Is it coming from these people? And if so, they have to file it. So this makes no sense to me, that if it's dissolved, that they're back in business again. So here's the names, which I listed off already on the last episode a week ago. Ian Wayne, Zoe Lyons, Don Miller, and Lisa Greaves. So now that I've got paper proving, like I said, I don't want to accuse. Everything's got to be done. There's got to be a paper trail. I'm here to tell facts, not fiction. I am not legacy. So, and I'm wrecked because I'm tired. I've been putting a lot of hours in on this, and then when I found out that it failed, I'm on a 24-hour here. I'm wrecked. I haven't slept. In fact, the wife got up and took off to work here while I was trying to get some filming and doing some editing to get this video recapped and sent out here as quick as I could. Let's follow this trail. We're just going to follow these names. One rabbit hole at a time. What pill you taking this morning? Red pill or blue pill? I usually take them both. Every day I turn this computer on. You never know what you're going to run into. Let's begin. So, from M dash, I found the corporation. There it is. Found that they are dissolved right there. 2022, June of 20th. There's the paper. There's the names. Ian Wayne, let's go. So, Ian Wayne, strategic communications researcher, issue management, government relations and training, uses his pronouns. That pretty much answers everything right there. Greater Ottawa metropolitan area. Part of Monk & Associates and the Trent University. Okay, so let's do some reading on him. Experience, creative and effective strategy, strategic communications, public relations and research, professional activity. I've been a union economist, and halfway through reading this, I went, wait a minute, what's that below? Well, that's Kathleen Monk. Well, if you watch the media, you know who she is, and I know I have to watch media because you got to know what your enemies are doing. So, got to keep your enemies close. But it's funny that he posted this, liked by Ian Wayne. Interesting shift in the federal polling numbers. What? Let's say that again. Interesting shift in the federal polling numbers. Maybe there will be another political plot twist in 2025. Liberals switching from writing there. Let's click on this. Nothing. Oh, here we go. Kathleen's post. Liberals switching from writing their obituary to plotting a comeback tour. I lied. We're going to have a video.
The Liberals have gone from what was a funeral march to their certain death to really a faint hope of possibly saving more of the furniture and saving these seats. And I think that's significant. No matter how much Shakir wants to tamp down their joy, there has to be some joy in reading these numbers, But why is that? Is it because Carney's, the new messiah? Or is it basically because we have this reality TV kind of like president in Donald Trump who has completely rewritten the script in terms of Canadian politics? And everyone is scrambling what to do. And I would say even that the Liberals have to scramble too, because they've done some things. They've certainly motivated their base. They've started to steal some of that progressive vote back, both from the New Democrats and from the Bloc and the Greens. They may even have pulled back some of those what we call blue Liberals or red Tories that are more conservative leaning, but they haven't eaten in really to that granite rock base of the conservative support. So the Conservatives are still at around 40%. They need to be chipping away another 5+, possibly up to 10 points off of those numbers if they really want to form a government, whether that's a minority or a majority. The Liberals have gone from...
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is proof 100% of your propaganda. So we have Kathleen Monk on CTV with Vashi. Kathleen Monk. Well, let's just go back and take a look at this. I'll be damned. So Ian's part of the Monk & Associates. Well, okay. Let's first check Monk & Associates website. Oh. That's it. That's what you call a front. Right there. That is a front. Okay, let's check out Mrs. Monk, the propagandist. So, Kathleen is a public affairs and campaign consultant with over 20 years of experience in journalism, politics, and the nonprofit sector. When not assessing the state of progressive politics or working to raise her two boys, Kathleen is a principal at Monk Associates, dedicating her energies to advocating campaigns, issues management, and guiding public affairs strategy. A frequent media commentator on politics and public affairs, Miss Monk appears weekly on CTV Question Period Sunday Strategy Session, CTV Power Play's Front Bench panel, and for years was a panelist on The Insiders, a regular segment of CBC's The National with Peter Mansbridge. Kathleen was a director of communications to the late Jack Layton, serving as a spokesperson and war room director for the historic 2011 federal campaign. Before entering her career in politics, Kathleen worked in newsrooms in Toronto, Ottawa, Washington, D.C. Kathleen appears regularly as a guest speaker for businesses and organizations where she speaks on Canada's political landscape, campaigns, persuasive communications tools, and progressive politics. She sits on the board at Civics, a nonpartisan charity dedicated to building active and engaged citizenship among young Canadians, and is a member of the Advisory Council of the Canadian Institute for Global Affairs. Now, who are they, you may ask? Well, the Canadian Global Affairs Institute, making sense of our complex world, and they have this beautiful, everybody's got Ronna Ambrose and Jean Charest. We've got lots of big names in there. Peter MacKay. Oh, my Lord. Hey, I remember these. Some of these people are interesting. Let's just click on About Us and see what they do. The Canadian Global Affairs Institute is Canada's most credible source of expertise on global affairs. The work of our researchers, fellows, and advisors sparks impassioned nationwide discussions and debates that are designed to help Canadians better understand their role on the world stage. Established in 2001 and based in Calgary and Ottawa, the Canadian Global Affairs Institute is a registered charity which comments repeatedly in the media and publishes extensively on defense, diplomacy, trade, resources, and development. Their mission to become the Canadian Institute that government, the media, business, and civil society here and abroad seek out for authoritative ideas on internal relations. Canada will be recognized for its collaborative international problem-solving ability, Canadian government-related institutes and international leaders in their fields, blah, blah, blah. Our mission, to identify Canadian global interests and promote more active and effective international involvement through rigorous strategic and policy analysis. It goes on, and it goes on. And this is a propaganda agency. Funding. The Canadian Global Affairs Institute is a federally registered non-profit organization with charitable status. It is funded mainly by corporate foundation and individual donations and sponsorships. These sources share the belief that an informed electorate will in turn produce an informed polity. I think they meant policy. Dissemination of information will lead to the drafting, implementation, and support of innovative and comprehensive Canadian policy in the areas of foreign affairs, defense, trade, resources, and international development. For more information, blah, 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 blah. So these guys are the mouthpieces, is pretty much what I've just figured out. Because if they have Monk sitting on this board, and Monk is guiding Ian Wayne, and Ian Wayne is running a nonprofit illegally to smear the Conservatives. You know, I read this in a couple different books when I was studying all about the Z Germans and what they did in World War II. And this is right out of their playbook. Period. Okay. Round 2. Zoe Lyon, or Lyons. Ontario Public Service employee with an Ontario College Advanced Diploma in Business Administration, Human Resources Fast Track from St. Lawrence College, and bachelor degrees from the University of Waterloo and Queen's University. Okay. Her activities, blah, blah. Experience, customer service representative at the Ontario Ministry of Government and Consumer Services. That's a government position. Now, should a person who's in a government position be helping to fund attack and hate ads and lies and misinformation? Considering she's part of the customer service branch, you would think there'd be some type of responsibility there. We'll check on that role. Let's just Scroll down. Human resources assistant, bar manager, office manager, festival coordinator, bartender, reservations agent, English teacher. Oh. She taught English to Korean elementary and middle school 1 year, 1 month. Was responsible for the students' safety and the progression of their English abilities. I actually thought about doing that just on time off. The wife and I had discussed maybe doing that as a cultural exchange thing and not even really taking pay for it. We'd go across and teach English and learn different languages. But then we got this government in, and suddenly our money wasn't worth crap. And our life savings got kind of tore away because, you know, we're not, you know, the typical union people. We have to work and save our own money. That goes into our house. You know how that works. Yeah. Anyways. See what else they got. Diego, sampling representative. Educated the public about new products and providing samples and key information. Okay, whatever. Education, St. Lawrence College. Business administration. Queen's University. She's got a bachelor's of education. Well, okay. That's weird. She's got her bachelor's of education in a year. Her Bachelor of Arts, 2008 to 2012. St. Lawrence College, Ontario Advanced College Diploma, Business Administration, Human Resources Fast Track. From 20 to 21. There's some heavy gaps in here that's not really making any sense. How do you get a bachelor's of education without taking the education course? I thought that was 3 years and then the bachelor's course. And she doesn't have that. There's some digging that's got to be done there. Something's definitely not making sense. She's got licenses, certificates, lots of crap. Ontario certified teachers. Okay. It's funny that it doesn't mention she's got that prior education in here. I guess teaching education in Ontario is only 1 year to get your Bachelor of Education. I don't know. Is there something I'm missing? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's check out how she's linked and which party. Let's see who's running the Ontario Ministry of Government and Consumer Services. Public and Business Services and Procurement, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's just all a bit of verbal diarrhea. Let's keep going and see what we got for staff. Go right to the government chart. There it is. Minister and Receiver General for Canada, Jean-Yves Duclos. That's this goofball. A face only a mother could love. Especially after you hear him talk and the lies that come out of him. Needed a lot more spanking, that young man. Needed a lot more spanking. Who else is involved? Anthony Housefather. Interesting. I'll be going through a lot of these names in here. None are really ringing a bell right now, but I'm sure we are going to find a pile of these names linked all the way back to the companies in M-, and probably through all of these government. All these are through government. All these have either taken government grants or are government branches. All of them. Except for the Polyev hate one. Which is why it stands out like a sore thumb. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Now, the next one I had issues with. I had big time issues trying to find this Don Miller. But I found, and I need proof. I need to know who it is. Proof. So I found this ad about how he was paid by the Liberal Party of BC. And it seems like there's a little bit of a contentious thing going on here. Because it seems like it was done through this Hogan Miller's weather vane television ad. A 30-second ad of Adrian Dick's head spinning on a weather vane helped turn the tide in favor of the Liberals on the last weekend of the campaign. Partner Don Miller's Reception Point Consultancy was paid $149,007 for advertising the Premier's office during the year leading up to the election. I can't find that company. I've checked. I've even checked the BC administration. It don't exist. But I did find Hogan Miller. Now, Hogan Miller, he's a bigger company. So then I saw it. Okay, let's check. Maybe there's something else I'm missing. I found a link to a Don Miller who owns Element. What is Element? Well, this is the page. Don Miller, owner, Element. Experience, owner, Element. President, the Element Agency. Click on Element. 45 employees. It's the leading demand generation, lead management and marketing automation agency in Europe. Our vision is to optimize the future of sales and marketing processes. We help our clients develop B2B customers. So like I said, this is a dead end. I'm going to have to do a pile more research on. I don't want to dox the wrong people. I have no idea. Does he own Element? I don't know. But what I do know is that HMM is definitely involved in politics. Here's their page. HMM has helped clients across Canada and the United States achieve their goals with groundbreaking messages and visual storytelling. We have a track record of winning elections and fighting for what we believe in, tackling the climate crisis, strengthening public health care, and standing up for human rights. Our team has produced and directed hundreds of television episodes, films, music videos, commercials, and branded digital content. It goes on and on and on. HSBC, interesting. Greenpeace. This is really interesting. Wow, there's a couple rabbit holes right there a guy could dive down. And I know that the original Greenpeace lost his name, but I know he answers emails. I've actually emailed him a couple times and he gets back like that. Super smart man, by the way. I'll do a video about him in the future. So the Ian was, Mr. Miller was a hard one, and like I said, if I can't get a hold of, if I can't prove it's him, I don't want to go there. So then I tried the last name, which was the Lisa Greaves. Now the Lisa Greaves is an interesting one as well. So Lisa Greaves works at Systematic Conservation Planning Specialist at Nature Conservancy of Canada. Government. Crazy, right? So she served for the Nature Conservancy of Canada for 8 years. Systematic Conservation Planning, Information Coordinator, Conservation Operator, Development Assistant, Intern, Assistant. University of Winnipeg, 3 years. Research student. Research student. Again. Research student. Again. There we go. Education. Master's degree, Behavioral Ecology. 2 years. University of Winnipeg, a Bachelor of Science. Well, that's better. That one took 4 years. That's what they should take. Master's degree in Behavioral Ecology only takes 2 years. I didn't know that. Well, okay. Interesting. Volunteer experience, Biological Graduate Students Association Treasurer. Oof, I don't know if I put her anywhere near anybody else's money. Female tuning to fundamental frequencies. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's all. So I thought, okay, well, let's check out the Nature Conservancy. So Nature Conservancy. And it popped up pictures. I wanted to see pictures so I know who I'm talking about. Lisa Greaves. Safety Alliance, BC. Well, that can't be her. That's MD. No, that's not her. That's got to be her. So then I thought, okay, well, let's double check on our website. Lisa Greaves. There we go. Conservation Planning Specialist. Conservation Agency. That was her, the blonde-haired girl. Okay. Forest Productions Association. Oh. Lisa Greaves. There's her picture. Forest Products Association of Canada. Where did we see that? You go full circle. And there it is. The greenest workforce. Forest Products Association of Canada. You seeing how all this ties together? Right back to MDASH, who is the proud sponsor of hate speech against Poilievre. So, there you have it. I don't want to get too much longer, and like I said, I've got a pile of research to do again, but I figured I'd try and keep you guys caught up on where I am. And again, I'm sorry all day. I don't know if you guys are actually anxiously waiting for a video of mine, but I try to keep, I really wanted to try and got like a schedule going here, so I do apologize about this video being booted off. I didn't mind doing the remix. I actually think this one turned out a little bit better just because of the way that it read off. And when I was repiecing it back together to bring everything all back up, all of my files, I actually got a little bit more information because that picture ended up flipping for me on Lisa Greaves. So that was like, oh, well, this actually worked out really good. So I kind of solidified that lead, and I can keep going down and following her, which we know goes all the way back around to M-Dash. Now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on law because I'm pretty sure that these guys are breaking laws on every level, and it starts with M-Dash. And like I said, I've sent this video. I even told, I sent it to a few politicians. I said, you don't have to, watch the video. I mean, you may not find me entertaining. I don't care. You don't have to share. I don't care. But take the information, take it seriously. And I didn't really get anything. I got a few of my other contacts that I'm dealing with that are dealing with the foreign affairs and the interference. And like I said, there's some kind of breaking into this, so I'm just starting to kind of build a lot of connections. But I was pretty disappointed that none of them ever got back to me. But I did start to see leaks where other people were finding things and weren't necessarily showing how they got from A to B. And then I saw, well, okay, they either saw my video or someone that they had talked to had seen it and kind of got them piecing. And I don't want to take credit because maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was off of another video that I haven't seen yet. But the more people that are working on this, the better. I post all of my links are always posted in the description. If you guys want to do any research to go down this rabbit hole, you're more than welcome. Jump right in. There's enough holes for everybody. I'm telling you, it is crazy how deep this corruption goes. I hope this helps everybody and gives them something to digest. Remember when you see Mrs. Kathleen Monk on television, that every show she goes on, you should never trust again. Because if they are infiltrated by somebody like Kathleen Monk, spreading, and like I showed you straight out, and you know what, I'm going to go through it here again just quickly, just because it's that crazy. Okay, so Ian Wayne, the guy who is on the board of directors, right there, he's on the board of directors for the company Protecting Canada project that is now not registered, they've been dissolved, who works for Monk Associates and Trent University, okay, even posted on his page a video of Kathleen Monk, and I'm just going to let you watch it one more time and let it sink in. Interesting shift in the federal polling numbers. Maybe there will be another political plot twist in 2025. Liberals switching from writing their obituary to plotting a comeback tour. All of this is propaganda.
The Liberals have gone from what was a funeral march to their certain death to really a faint hope of possibly saving more of the furniture and saving these seats. And I think that's significant. No matter how much Shakir wants to tamp down their joy, there has to be some joy in reading these numbers, But why is that? Is it because Carney's, the new messiah? Or is it basically because we have this reality TV kind of like president in Donald Trump who has completely rewritten the script in terms of Canadian politics? And everyone is scrambling what to do. And
I'm sorry, even watching the video, she's excited. She's excited to get this news out. She's pumped. She's been thinking about this for a long time. She's almost hyperventilating. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to tell you this. You got to know. It's just, it's disgusting.
I would say even that the Liberals have to scramble too, because they've done some things. They've certainly motivated their base. They've started to steal some of that progressive vote back, both from the New Democrats and from the Bloc and the Greens. They may even have pulled back some of those what we call blue Liberals or red Tories that are more conservative leaning, but they haven't eaten in really to that granite rock base of the conservative support. So the Conservatives are still at around 40%. They need to be chipping away another 5+, possibly up to 10 points off of those numbers if they really want to form a government, whether that's a minority or a majority.
So there you go.
The Liberals have gone from
propaganda at its best. Right there, just between that one Ian Wayne joined a monk and the propaganda, you can see right there, clear as day, that is pure propaganda. You have on one side them making attack ads, trying to hide who they are, and then once I expose who they are, boom, you get to see who their operatives are in the media spreading mis and disinformation. This is sickening. Absolutely sickening. Well, I hope I gave you lots to think about. You are probably going to have to rewind that a couple times and regurgitate it. I'm sorry the video went a little bit longer than I was hoping to, but like I said, I thought it was really important to get this information out. And like I said, everything I post, all the links are in that in the description. Go through it. Any help, I'll take it. Other than that, I hope you liked the show. If you did, please subscribe and share and punch that notification bell so you don't miss a future episode. I apologize, like I said, that this one ended up for some reason getting popped off of my Sunday show. Hopefully you weren't waiting at home twiddling your thumbs waiting for me, and if you were, thank you, I appreciate it. Make sure that you guys leave some comments for me. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time, you've been watching the Canadian Citizen Journal. I'm your host, alias the Guy, and I will see you soon.